I'm thankful to be here. So here we go again. Another talk. Another sermon. This one is about relaxation. So, good mental, emotional, and physical health is dependent upon what? Elimination of waste from the body. Now, there's one form of waste that possibly you have not thought of as such, and that is tension. Tension is a form of waste. Now, let us analyze tension and its close cousin, which is fear. And let's see that it is no more actually than a physical feeling. So let's not be buffeted and pushed around by a mere physical feeling. So how do we control this constricting force which is wreaking havoc on our life? We relax. Relaxation, as well as tension, is a feeling. There's no other way to express it. So, what about feelings? Feelings are like crying or laughter. They bubble up from a subconscious mind. Uncalled for. They just come. In the case of relaxation, it's something that must be developed in the conscious and the subconscious mind. Something we build up in every one of the billions of cells in our body, in the entire nervous system, in the vital organs, and in the muscles. So, about feelings. There's many, many times, I bet you, think about it, when your feelings have directed your life. Haven't you said to yourself, I have a feeling that I shouldn't go on this trip as I planned? And so you stay home. The plane didn't crash. There wasn't an epidemic. Still, you felt relieved that you stayed home. Why were you relieved? You had a feeling. Have you not said, I have a feeling that person doesn't like me? And sure enough, you find that person trying to undermine your character to others. Someone hurts your feelings and you say to them, you have hurt my feelings. Yes, we have feelings and we do feel things. Relaxation is a feeling. Your key feelings can allow your nerves to relax. Your feelings can banish stress, strain, tension, and replace them with calm, inner peace, and serenity. So, let us become masters of the art of relaxation. So lift your arm up like this, shoulder height, lift it up. Now what made it do that? Your will. That's one of Charles Fillmore's powers, the power of will. Clench your fist. Again, your will did it. What about when you involuntarily clench your fist when angry? This was not your will that time. Clenching your fist can be a response of your will saying, hey, clench your fist. Or your subconscious reacting to an emotional state when the signal is telling your fist to clench or any other part of your body to tighten and fail to tell them to release. There is a problem. This problem has a name. Chronic tension. Meaning it comes and it doesn't go away. We all have tight places in our body, muscles that tighten and never release. Day and night. Clenched. So we all have a problem. Our chronic muscle tension is so deeply ingrained in our mind that we call it character. Something we just are. For instance, stubbornness is a stiffness in the back of the neck Fear is a tightness in the belly. Anger is a clenching of the jaw. Are you chronically stubborn, fearful, or angry? If so, this will show up in your muscle tension. Wilhelm Reich called this armoring. Groups of muscles which habitually tighten together and define our mental and emotional irregularities, the things that make us quirky. Let's use the example of a pulsating bladder, a jellyfish. Now, watch it as it glides through the water, getting bigger, smaller. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. They're beautiful to watch, not to touch, but to watch. There's grace. There's beauty. There's a rightness that is duplicated throughout nature in the lope of a bear, in the reaching out and arriving of an amoeba, in the expansion and contraction of the heart, in the movement of a sidewinder. So, to demonstrate the effect of armoring, let's take this jellyfish. Let's take a big rubber band and put it around the middle. Now it's kind of constricted in the middle. What does it do? It's lost its beauty. It's no longer pulsating as nature intended, but in segments. It doesn't know what to do. The beauty is gone. Now, the animal functions as much in response to this constricted state as it did before, when it was free to swim through the ocean in which it lived. It is cut off from direct contact with its cosmos. Armoring distorts human behavior the same way, or to the same extent, that a rubber band deformed the jellyfish. Impulses become innocent impulses, become cockeyed impulses. Conversely, and this is you I'm talking about, you, as a human who is unarmored, that's the goal, you immediately sense a newfound aliveness, genuineness, honesty, and love. You feel the heart and soul present as well as the head. Your actions demonstrate not fear, but love, a clear intellect, and a respect for life on a level not thought possible before. You feel free to openly show your affection as well as pain and disapproval. One can actually see and hear the vitality in such a person. Their bodies are graceful. Their facial expressions relax. They look at one another, not through one another or at the ground. And they speak in rich, clear voices. A flow and harmony permeates everything about them. And what is stopping this from happening? What is stopping us from being what I described? Chronic tension. It's as simple as that. It's just a physical feeling. We should be able to do something about it. Now, in last week's sermon, we talked about the power of self-love. 3 simple words. I love myself. Hold the key to releasing chronic tension. Since this tension is at the root of a myriad of problems, that phrase of self-love, I love myself, acts as a cure, perhaps the most complete and best cure of all. You know, that makes prayer a form of muscle relaxation. Why do we sleep? Can't help ourselves. Well, the reason behind it, that our body is telling us, we need to become rested, that's sleep. We need to relax the muscles. There's your chronic muscle tension disappearing let them relax. And we need to unwind the mind. So we sleep. Prior to bed, your waking brain activity is really kind of zooming around, maybe 30 or 40 cycles per second. Now, once you're settled into bed, you're settled there, you're very quiet, you toss and turn a little bit, and you drift off into a deep sleep. The up and down tempo of your brain waves will slow drastically down to possibly 2 or 3 times per second, 10 times slower than when you were awake and active. These slow brain waves radiate from the center of your frontal lobes, filling your brain from front to back with the command to slow down and step in time with the beat of this slower brain wave pattern. Now, this is by far one of the most epic displays of neural collaboration that we know of. Through an astonishing act of self-organization, many billions, like 84 billion I was told, brain cells have all decided to sing or fire in time. The synchronization defragments the brain. You know, like when you do with your computer. The hard drive gets defragmented. Well, every night this happens to your brain. This is a type of the kind of reorganization that your brain is subjected to when the revelation of enlightenment first comes. So, in a way, your brain experiences a type of enlightenment each night as it reconfigures itself in preparation for another day's effort at living. We can take this a little bit further. What we're really talking about here is energy. The free flow of energy through your brain and through the rest of your body when it's not chronically tense is essential to facilitate the enlightenment experience. That's what the meditation is all about, and there are many other techniques out there to help relax, to let go, to reconfigure. Charles Fillmore taught this very clearly, and he called it the powers and awakening the Christ consciousness. A good way to explain energy movement is by taking a closer look at our breathing. Like sleep, breathing relaxes chronic tension. Shouldn't surprise you. Our breath is designed with this purpose in mind. Referring back to what I said earlier, clenching your fist can be a response of your will saying to clench your fist, or your subconscious reacting to an emotional state such as anger. When the signal telling your fist to clench or any other part of your body to tighten are chronic, meaning that these muscles tighten and do not release, there is a problem. You can call this chronic tension or energy blockages. These terms are referring to the same phenomena. Listen to this carefully now. I might even say it twice. I will say it twice. When you tense a muscle, purposely or involuntarily, the muscle is filled with energy. When you relax this muscle, the energy is released. When you tense a muscle, purposely or involuntarily, the muscle is filled with energy. When you relax this muscle, the energy is released. Therefore, you can consciously send energy to a muscle by tensing that muscle, then withdrawing that energy by relaxing it. Our breathing mechanism is an excellent example of this. So, with me, work with me on this and take a slow, deep breath and pay attention. I'm going to describe your breath. This is what some people call a full abdominal breath. It's the way you were born to breathe. We learn incorrect breathing as we get older. Again, in reaction to our chronic tension. So, take a deep breath. When you inhale, the first thing which happens is that your belly extends and tenses. See, you feel that belly going out? Yeah, it's tense, isn't it? Now, take note that your lower spine also expands. Take another breath. Pay attention to your spine. Your spine. It's expanding outward, isn't it? As the breath progresses, your upper abdomen and corresponding place on your spine and the rib cage will expand and tense. With your organs moved out of the way, your diaphragm can now move down, creating a vacuum in the expanding lungs, which draws fresh air into them. Lastly, the chest muscles expand and tighten and your shoulders rise slightly, allowing the upper lungs to fill with air. All of these actions are facilitated by your muscles tightening and filling with energy, which moves energy up the core of your body. As you exhale, the muscles relax in descending order, allowing the energy to flow back down the core of your body. The breathing process is a cycle of tensing and relaxing. Tension is sequential from bottom to top. The release is sequential from top to bottom. This tension and release moves energy up and down the body. This is built in. It's natural. It's the way we were meant to breathe. As you do this full abdominal breath, pay attention to the muscles. Pay attention to when they tense and when they relax. If a set of muscles is chronically tense, there is no release. What does that do? What does that mean? This is kind of a key point. I'd like you to pay attention really to this. This might be the only thing I need to say for the whole talk. If a set of muscles is chronically tense, there is no release. The cycle of tension and release is broken, and there is no energy flow. You see, tighten brings the energy in. Releasing lets it go. If it never releases and never lets it go, there's no energy flow. And you call this an energy blockage. And this is serious stuff. This is what needs to be broken up, made clear, so the energy can flow. And guess what? What we're talking about is this exact same thing. Chronic muscle tension and blockages in the energy channels are exactly the same thing. They stop the energy from flowing. So all we need to do is to concentrate on our breath. Concentrate on our breath. That thing, just the natural. In, let's feel all those muscles tension. Feel the shoulders rise. Now exhale. Feel it all relax. You've just brought energy up the core of your body and then back down. Do it again. This is energy movement, and this will break up your chronic tension. So as you do this, little by little, your breathing is refined and extended. And without you doing anything else, the chakras awaken and the wheels begin to turn. When you inhale, the whole universe inhales with you. When you exhale, the whole universe exhales with you. About energy. Our body is filled with a network of energy channels. If a channel is blocked, then the flow of energy is stopped and slowed down. The way to solve this problem is to deliberately move energy through the blocked area, which clears the channel. And there are many ways to do this, and I'm not going to talk about them. That could take hours. But breathing does it. So we'll start there. Chronic muscle tension and energy blockages are the same thing. Breathe and move the energy up. Tighten the muscles, relax the muscles, bring the energy down. This will release energy blockages. There are many ways to do this. So now, moving on. Let's talk about another way we can release our chronic tension. Let's talk about our attitude Oh, this is a Unity church, and we can hardly get through a whole Sunday without talking about attitude. So, a traveler approached this ancient city, and he comes up to the gate, and he says to the gatekeeper, "What is it like here?" And the gatekeeper says, "Well, what was it like where you came from?" "Oh, it was an awful place. People were unfriendly and ready to take advantage of each other at every turn. There were no jobs, and the pollution was horrendous." I know about that. I grew up in LA. So you can't see the nose at the end of your face some days. So pollution, horrendous. "Well, that's pretty much what you'll find here," answered the gatekeeper. The traveler shook his head with disgust and entered the city. Another man approached the gate, and he said, "What is it like here?" And the gatekeeper said, "What was it like where you came from?" "It was a lovely place. Friendly people, beautiful vistas, lots of wonderful food, and a rich culture. I feel very blessed to live here." "Well, that's pretty much what you'll find here," answered the gatekeeper. The man smiled and walked through the gate to his new home. So, moral of the story, we see the world not as it is, but as we are. The reality you experience is the one you carry around with you in your mind. Therefore, your inner vision is crucial to the creation of your destiny. Let me say that again. Your inner vision is crucial to the creation of your destiny. Remember that word, destiny. It's what everything is made of. Our life is like a city. Let's not allow a few less desirable parts put us off the whole. There may be bits we don't like, a few dodgy streets and suburbs, but be optimistic, and the good stuff will make it worthwhile. And then there's this. Become an advocate for your possibilities, not your limits. Never speak disparaging of yourself or an experience. Hold firm to the vision of your intentions, and you'll have them. And when you're tempted to name something as a problem, call it a project, invitation, or opportunity instead. Then you'll be on course for the solution. Tension. It's a product of our attitudes. Be aware of this and reorder your mind with the wavelengths of relaxation. What about walking? Many years ago, I learned that I could actually walk off my emotional strain, no matter how serious a problem that faces me. I can find the answer to that problem in the length of time it takes me to walk a few miles in the fresh air. Why? Walking is another natural function of our body which moves energy up and down our core, this time by spine and hip movement. Energy movement refreshes the mind and restores order. The phrase, "I love myself," a good night's sleep, natural breathing, a positive attitude, and walking are all ways we can chip away at our chronic tension and restore a free flow of energy. Give it a try. You won't be disappointed. We are floating on a cosmic river from the stars into our mother's womb. We can move out into the world and be engulfed by the chaos there, or we can follow the course the cosmic river has charted for us by remaining a grounded embodiment of that river. Fear is useless in these times. Trust, however, is paramount. While we are co-creating with our life force, we are also at its mercy and must learn to trust that it is on our side. It is hard to put into words. But there comes a time when your desires and the desires of this cosmic river become one. Some call this enlightenment. I call it our destiny. There is a wave that rises in us to meet the great wave of our destiny, a previously unimaginable grace. Prepare for and meet that grace, and hold on to it once it has come. In that moment of meeting, we know the two waves as rising from the same cosmic river. And yet, life does not appear to be that simple. The obstacles between us and a happy life, they seem endless, insurmountable. Why is that? When faced with the chaos of life, the more we constrict, the more worry and burden we pick up along the way, the heavier we become until we sink like a rock to the bottom of the river. And there we become buffeted by the turbulent waters rather than allowing ourselves to be carried to the calm, cool pools beyond the chaos. In those times when you are feeling lost, take a moment to notice the peace trying to lovingly support you. If the old feelings of tension arise, simply cut them loose and allow yourself to be carried into the mysterious and nourishing waters around you. I'm asking you to surrender to the beauty trying to unfold within, to the beauty trying to carry you away. Away to where? That is a mystery you cannot fathom. Only surrender to it. That is all that I ask.